comic books or I'll kill you. I don't care if the Hulk could defeat the man.
Hey there, comic fam. Bullseye Bob here, and welcome to Everything Comics. And welcome to my very first video of 2022. That's right, I haven't done a video yet. I've been doing all kinds of things, some relaxing, some not, and just haven't put a video out yet. But have no fear, I'm going to put some content out. I actually tried to do this video last week, and my sound was all jacked up, and technical difficulties and all that jazz. And so I figured I'd go ahead and hop on today and finally record some comic book reviews. One of the things that's kind of tough is that this week, the week of the 12th, right? That's when new comics were supposed to come out. My comic shop still hasn't got all their comics yet. They received basically half of their Marvel comic shipment, and they still haven't received their Diamond books, and they still haven't received their DC books. And so I don't have any new comics this week. So I think it's still apropos that I go ahead and review some of the stuff I've been reading in the last couple of weeks. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so thanks for tuning in, and thanks for supporting the channel as always. This video is sponsored by the Rogue Trader. He'll always be a sponsor of the show. Absolutely love this brother. This is my good friend Eric Strubble. Look, if you go to his website, theroguetraderutah.com, he has comic books for sale. But one of the things that he does there, he has a great pressing and cleaning service. Check this out. Down in the description, there is a link to one of his newest videos, and you got to check this out. He had a guy locally that had a bunch of books that were already slabbed that had been pressed and cleaned by a different company. Eric took a look and basically told him that he could, maybe help him out with some of the grades that he had gotten because he saw some defects. And sure enough, they recracked, I think it was about 10 books. And Eric took a look at them. He did a repressing, cleaned up some things, and sent them off to CGC. And I think all but 2 of the books came back with higher grades. One of them came back with a full 3 grades higher than what was originally given. That's fantastic. This is the type of stuff I'm trying to tell you guys. You want somebody who has experience, somebody who has years of experience, because when it comes to pressing and cleaning, anybody can get into it. But it takes experience to understand the nuances, and there's new things that come up all the time. And the more you do it, the more you learn. And so you don't want somebody new. And so Eric was able to take some of these books that had been pressed and cleaned by a different service and applied his knowledge to it, and they all got higher grades, except for 2 of them, which is, this is just amazing. So check out that video. He shows you the books before, what the grades were, and then after they get them back from CGC, he sits down with the guy and shows you all the different grades. So check it out. If you go to the website and you want to get some pressing and cleaning done, send him an email, let him know what you have. He'll let you know what he can do for you. But if you use the service, just remember that you can always use the code EVERYTHING20 to get 20% off your purchase. How can you beat that? So check out the Rogue Trader. He's an amazing guy. He'll take care of you when it comes to your pressing and cleaning needs, and I stand by him 100%. Also, this video is sponsored by the Refuge Coffee House. That's right. You know me. I love the Refuge right here, 9217 Southeast Foster Road, right here in Portland, Oregon. They have amazing coffee. Their cold brew is bar none. But they'll always be a sponsor of the show. If you're ever in town, let me know. I'll meet you. We'll have coffee. We'll either meet there or we'll even go to Mocha Express where Bueller goes. But you guys know that's what we do out here in Portland is coffee and comics. But check out the Refuge. You definitely want to have it on your itinerary. That's where I used to film the show, my very first show that we had here on my YouTube channel. And so definitely check them out. And then as you guys know, I'm on another show. Every Monday morning, I'm with my good buddy Bueller on the Comics with Bueller channel on the brand new Coffee and Comic Show. And look, we cover all kinds of topics. We always have a great time. We always have a great discussion. Last week's video was we asked you guys what your favorite books of 2021 were. We had a lot of great comments. We had so much fun filming that video. But this week, we have a great new topic, and it's what is the most you have ever spent on a comic book purchase? And right now, if you go to Bueller's channel, he has his preview video that just dropped yesterday. If you want to be part of that discussion, you can leave a comment on that video. And the beauty about that show is that we use your comments to drive our conversation. So drop a comment. Maybe we'll use your comment. Either way, it'll be a great time. But join us on Monday morning. Or if you can't join us on Monday morning, check out the replay. Comics with Bueller. It's always a great time. All right. So here's the thing, guys. I've gotten books over the last couple of weeks. My pull list has been cut way down, and so I'm not doing as many review videos as I used to do. I kind of got some different things going on, and we'll get into that. But one of the things that, like I said, I didn't get new books this week, and it's been a while since I've done a review video, so that's what I thought we'd do here today. And so let's just go ahead and get right into it. And so the first book that I'd like to review is we got Devil's Reign #2 by Marvel Comics. This is, of course, written by Chip Zdarsky, artwork by Michael Cicchetto. And, this particular event it's nothing we haven't seen before. It's not like new ground that they're cutting. But because of the fact that it is part of, Cicchetto's story in the Daredevil storyline, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it immensely. Basically, Wilson Fisk has declared war on superheroes. He's mayor of New York, and so why the superheroes didn't take him down before when he became mayor, I don't know. But now that he's mayor, Daredevil has gotten out of jail. Elektra is still wearing the Daredevil mantle, and he's declared war and made it basically illegal to be a superhero. So, again, something that we've seen before. And there's really nothing to write home about yet inside of there. We got some great stuff with Elektra inside of here. She basically goes off, and there's a reveal of a villain that she's going to be facing in this story. Thought that was pretty cool. This book, we have a great montage with Iron Fist and Luke Cage. And Iron Fist, he's basically not the Iron Fist anymore, but still, the mayor, Kingpin still goes after him too. And so we have, villains coming to go after him, and Luke Cage is on the phone with them as they get there, and all the, the hijinks ensues, which is pretty cool. And then we have a part inside of the book where Spider-Man shows up, and he goes up against 3 different villains. There's Taskmaster, Whiplash, I forget who the other one is, and that was a pretty cool fight. And then we get a reveal at the end with Dr. Octopus and basically the Superior Four, right? We had the Superior Spider-Man and all that, but now we got the Superior Four, which I think is kind of a cool concept. I don't know if it's been done before. This is the first time I'm seeing it. But look, one of the things I absolutely love is Michael Cicchetto's artwork. His line work is amazing. I did find in areas inside of this one, there were areas that it did seem a bit rushed than his normal stuff in the Daredevil books. But even with the stuff being rushed, it still looked great. I can't ding it too hard. The coloring is pretty good. But when it comes to this particular event, the storyline is, it's nothing new. It's not groundbreaking. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm enjoying it because to me, it's just a continuation of what Zdarsky was laying down inside of Daredevil. But I'm going to continue with the event, and we'll see where it goes. This is pretty cool. We got Spider-Man going up against Taskmaster there, and I really like Cicchetto's artwork. So all in all, a really good read. But there you have it. So Devil's Reign, #2 of 6 from Marvel Comics. Then we have Once in Future, #23. This one by Boom Studios. And this is a book that I absolutely love. This has got my favorite creative team on it. You got Karen Gillan in the writing. You have Dan Mora doing the pencils. And then you have Tamara Bonneville, who is definitely the best colorist on the face of the earth, doing the colors on the book. And nothing to write home about here. You got I shouldn't say that. I think this book kind of departs from what Karen Gillan has been doing, which is the one and done villains. So there's a little more story inside of this one, which was pretty cool. You get Jack. There's a Jack and the Beanstalk trope going on here. You have Lancelot, of course, his son is Galahad, and you have the Galahad that we've seen, which is kind of demonic looking. But now another Galahad has showed up, saying that the other one is not the real Galahad. So we got this thing that's ensuing there. We have the grandma. I can't think of her name. Is it a grandma or the aunt? I always forget her name, but her granddaughter is still, opposed to them, and there's some hijinks that goes on between them. And then at the very end, instead of going with one of the fairy tale type stories, the new one that they're kind of fleshing out is King Lear, which I thought was really interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But all in all, I think the story flowed very well. I love Karen Gillan's writing. There's some stories that are kind of hit and miss because he can go way hijinks. He can go way wacky at times. But this book has been pretty consistent. But like I said, I liked there was a little more character development inside of here. And it wasn't just about killing off, the next villain. Inside. As a matter of fact, no villain died inside of this. But as you can see, true to form, the colors are just amazing. This is one of those books that, even though it's been formulaic up to this point, I still enjoy it every month because it is definitely my favorite creative team on comics right now. I just think that they work well together, and this book has been an absolute joy to read. Here's that picture of the King Lear bit at the end here, which I'm excited to see how they play that out. But all in all, Once and Future, definitely a great book. If you haven't been on it, you're definitely missing out. And I can't wait to see where they go with it next. But now that we've got maybe a smattering of not doing that, that same thing that they've been doing, maybe we'll have a little more story, and which I'm really hoping for. So we'll see where they go with it. Okay, next one we have Spawn number 325. Of course, this one by Todd McFarlane, Image Comics. And I love the Spawn comic book. But this particular book was hard. It was hard for me to read because I didn't understand what was going on. I got to confess, I am not 100% caught up with everything inside of Spawn. There are still about 100 books that I haven't read. I think from 200 on until you get up to about 290. So about 90 books I haven't read. And so when there are certain characters that show up and I don't know who they are, and there's conversations going on about stuff, and anyway, I was kind of lost. Artwork, as always, is amazing. But I just couldn't quite get into the story. It didn't really follow not hardly anything from the last book. A lot of conversation, as you can see. Not a lot of dynamic panel work inside of this book either. Just mostly because it's conversation panels. And but I've really been enjoying everything that's coming out by McFarlane for the Spawn universe here lately. I'm really excited to read Scorched this week, and I think the newer books that have come out, I've been able to follow those. But just truth be told, I wasn't able to follow this one as I would have hoped to. So, but I don't know. Can you guys see this stuff? There's a pretty bad glare there, but Spawn is one of those books that I'm always going to support. You can't beat the $2.99 price point. And I'm really enjoying what the Todd father is putting out as far as Spawn lately. Next one up, we have Good Boy by Aftershock Comics. This is issue number 2, and let's see. This one is Written by Garrett Gunn and Christina Blanche, and the art and colors is by Kit Wallace, and letters is by Dave Lentz. And I'll be truthful, guys. Again, I was giving the second book a shot, and I really want to like this book, but truthfully, I think the concept is better than the execution. I don't like the way that it's written. The artwork, artwork is nothing to write home about. It's very kind of semi-underground comic, newspaper, Sunday funny type style. The coloring's great. There's a lot of really great dynamic colors. It kind of set the tone. But, it's just too wacky, and then the language that goes along with it, it's plastic gangster stuff, and it just doesn't have the tone that I thought it was going to have, and I don't know. I'm probably going to get the next issue because there's only one more issue, but definitely this has not been. I've just not been into the book, and for more power to you if you are. I was expecting something different, and even though I kind of saw what we had last month, like I said, I would get it again, and it just is not resonating with me, guys. And so, but you can't win them all. They can't all be good books. But the concept of John Wick's dog, that John Wick dies, but the dog lives, and then the dog goes on the rampage, I think is a great concept, but better than how the actual book has been executed. And so, so there you have it. So Good Boy, #2 from Aftershock Comics. Wish it was better. All right, so next one we have Batman #119. Of course, that one by DC Comics. We have, this one is being written by Joshua Williamson. Let's see, who is on the art on this book? Let me put my glasses on really quick. Let's see. So Joshua Williamson is the writer. The art is done by Jorge Molina, Adriano Di Benedito, and Michael Janin. So this is another one of those where you've got 3 different artists on it. Truth be told, I didn't notice. Normally when there's 3 different artists on the book, I notice right away. The color on here is Tomei Mori, who I definitely dig their colors. I've never known, is Tomei, is that a man or a woman? I don't know. Anyway, artwork is inside of this is it's nothing to write home about. It worked for what they were doing. We definitely have Bruce Wayne, who, as you know, has left Gotham and has gone to New York. And we have the villain, the Abyss, that he's going up against. But the cool thing about it is, one of the things that happens inside of this book, which I thought was great, is you have Lex Luthor, who shows up, and he's basically offering Bruce Wayne to back him money-wise, since he knows that Bruce is not the billionaire anymore. And so we got some great conversation that happens between the two. I thought that part was pretty cool. And, look, nothing, again, to write home about here. Nothing really wowed me. It's not like groundbreaking in the Batman mythos or anything like that. I think, maybe him going to New York and leaving Gotham is probably the main thing that's different about this run so far. But instead of dinging it or anything like that, I'm going to hold out faith that this is going to turn out to be special, only because I really love Joshua Williamson's writing. I thought he did the most amazing job on The Flash, really nailed the character. And look, if you're a good writer, you're worth your weight in salt. If you're working for DC Comics, this is the place to be. You want to be the writer on Batman. And so I got faith that Joshua Williamson is going to show us something pretty cool. And here's some action with Abyss. Inside of this book, you find out that when the Abyss is actually not dead. the corpse that is there that supposedly was supposed to be him. You know, it's an old corpse. Batman finds that out, but it ends up being a booby trap, and the Abyss kind of messes Batman up, and as you can see there. And so we'll see what happens next, but I'm holding out faith that this is going to turn out really well. I don't know how long Joshua Williamson's going to be on the Batman book, but because I have faith in his writing, I think we're going to see something special here. So that's what I'm holding out faith for. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this new Batman run. It's definitely different than James Tynion, and I'm excited to see where he goes with it. Okay, the next one, and I'm bringing up this one because originally when this came out, my LCS didn't get their copy, so I got this way late. So I finally got Newburn #2, this one written by Chip Zdarsky. The art is done by Jacob Phillips, and I love this book, y'all. I would definitely say that the first book was better than the second run here, but this guy Newburn, the premise of this book is that Newburn is he was a cop, and he was so good that the mob has hired him to be a consultant. So when anything goes on inside of the neighborhood, he knows how to basically investigate it and let everybody know exactly what's going on. And so, you know, if you got, you know, some type of things that's going on with the mob where they're trying to, you know, pull a fast one in the old town, you know, with a murder or a scam or anything like that, you call in Newburn, he's going to flesh it out. Last issue, we had a brand new character, a girl, who he's recruiting to become his partner. And so we get a little more of her inside of this, and she has not really decided whether or not she wants to be his partner yet. And so we get these little montages of people who know Newburn, who she's asking questions of. And you can see on the top of the page, we got 3 different people up there. And all through the book, we got, you know, all these different people giving answers about Newburn to different questions that she's asking. And all of them are basically telling her, you don't want to deal with this guy. You don't want to be around him. People end up dead. And so, you know, kind of caution to the wind and all that type of stuff. I will say that I'm not impressed with Jacob Phillips' artwork inside of this. It's definitely not as polished as his dad's. He's got some room to grow. Coloring is okay, I guess, for what it is. But I'd say the artwork is rather weak inside of this book. But the writing is really solid. And so I'm really excited to see where they go with this, because I'm intrigued with the character. I think Newburn is a great character. I think the concept is great. I love Chip Zdarsky's writing, and so this is one that is very high on my list as far as the books that I'm excited about. So we'll see where he goes with it. But again, I just wish the artwork was a little bit better. There we go. All right, next one we have is Ice Cream Man. This is number, gosh, can't even see, guys. This is number 27. Of course, this was written by Maxwell Prince. The art by Martin Morazzo, and colors by Chris O'Halloran. And this is just another fantastic Ice Cream Man book. You know, I don't think I've seen many issues that I haven't liked yet. And this one is called the Metamorphotasis, which is basically the opposite of metamorphosis. And as you can see on the cover here, we have a cockroach with a guy's head. And that's basically what happens. We have these cockroaches in the beginning, and all of a sudden, the cockroach, one of the cockroaches starts to evolve really quickly. And throughout the book, instead of like inside of the movie The Fly, where the human becomes the bug, this is the bug becoming human. And it's kind of, it really is creepy, because as it's going along, it's basically a commentary on who we are as a species. And it was pretty disturbing, but I really enjoyed it, as I do, you know, Maxwell Prince's writing. Very thought-provoking, and but also at the same time very creepy. Of course, Chris Echolans stays true to his coloring, which gives it that sickly tone. And so, you know, again, really enjoy it. I don't know how much longer we'll have Ice Cream Man, because it seems like we're getting fewer and fewer books than we were getting. It seems like we're getting them like every couple months now instead of every month. And I have not seen much that Maxwell Prince is doing other than Ice Cream Man. I know he did Haha. And so I don't know if he's just running out of ideas, or if he's working on other things, and Ice Cream Man is, you know, his mainstay until he brings out something else. I don't know, but definitely enjoy when we get one of these books. And I really hope it keeps going for a while, because I just enjoy the heck out of them. So Ice Cream Man 27, definitely still one of my top books every month, well, when we get them anyway. And this one is a really good one. All right, we're rounding the corner here, guys. Next one we have is Moon Knight number 6. And let's see, this one, I always forget this guy's name. Written by Jed MacKay, and the art by Alessandro Cappuccino, or Cappuccio. And hey, you know what? You know, I found myself not wanting to like this, just because it's such a different take on Moon Knight. But I got to hand it to Jed MacKay. What he's writing here, you know, each month I'm enjoying it, and I like that, because it's been a while since I've been able to enjoy one of my favorite titles, which is Moon Knight. And I you know, the artwork is okay. It's not anything that I'm excited about, but you know, this new take on Moon Knight, there's parts of it I don't like, and there's parts of it that I absolutely love, and so I'm intrigued, and it keeps me going. But in this particular case, of course, last book we saw that the Zodiac showed up, and the Zodiac pretty much, I mean, beats the tar out of Moon Knight. And at one particular point, the girl who he's been working with, that's a vampire, goes to the other Moon Knight, the other Fist of Khonshu, which is a new character, and asks for help. And he comes and he saves Moon Knight, and basically starts to nurse him back to health inside of this book. Which is pretty cool, because as he's nursing him to health, we start to get his backstory, and you find out a little more about him and why he's motivated the way that he is. And I really enjoyed that, because you know, having a second Fist of Khonshu is a great concept, but unless we get into who that character is and what their motivations are, then it's just a gimmick. And so I really enjoyed getting some of his backstory and how he became Moon Knight and what his motivations are. Of course, he's a doctor, and so he was able to nurse our hero up. And in the end, we still have Zodiac out there, and you know, we are going to have them clashing here pretty soon. But I'm really enjoying this Moon Knight run, guys. I think the artwork it's good. There's some parts where, again, Marvel Comics, there's parts that feel rushed, and then there's other parts that just doesn't seem like it fits. I don't know if I can point that out inside of this one. I know the last book I was like, that just doesn't seem like it fits. But anyway, the coloring is good on this, but there are a couple of parts where the artwork just doesn't feel polished. In other places where it's just dynamic and flowing, great composition, great panel work, and but all in all, I'm loving Jed MacKay's writing. I think that's the best thing about this book so far, and I'm intrigued to keep going with it. You know, because again, some of the concepts that he's brought up, not a fan of, but other things I'm really intrigued. I want to see what happens next. So, Moon Knight, what do you guys think of it, man? Let me know. All right. And this is the last book on the list. We got Echolans, number 5. You guys, I love this book. Absolutely love it. Let me get my glasses on again here. We got J.H. Williams and Hayden Blackman doing the writing. And then J.H. Williams, the third, also doing the art design, the colors by Dave Stewart, and the letters by Todd Klein. You guys, this book is just straight up eye candy. And I mean, literally every month that it comes out, I know it seems gimmicky, but it really is not. And it really has to be experienced by holding the book in your hand. You cannot enjoy this as much digitally, I'm telling you. I know we've said that multiple times, but I can't reiterate that enough. The way this book is drawn, the way it's colored is just fantastic. It's phenomenal. And so we basically have this girl who has stolen a jewel from a sorcerer. That's how the whole thing began. And since then, the sorcerer has sent his daughter after this character, and her friends have been on the run ever since the first book. And it's kind of been so fast that it really felt rushed, disconnected, all over the place. And so I was kind of dinging the writing as compared to the artwork for a while. But this book finally did what I was hoping that it would do, and it slowed down for a second. And this is the issue where we finally get a chance to get into the characters. We got so much character development that happens inside of this book, and that's exactly something that I was hoping that we would get to. And because of that, the story feels a lot more cohesive now, and we have some direction on where we're going. There was a character who we thought was dead. He shows up, and that's the only thing that I didn't like about this particular issue. Once he shows up, as you'll see, the artwork on the top of the page is different than the bottom of the page. The stuff on the top of the page is where our main character is at, and the bottom page is where that character that we thought was dead, he shows up. And it's just split like that throughout the rest of the whole book. I think Damien, Sleepy Reader, he said that he put the book down and just read the top all the way through first, and then went back and read the second story. I didn't do that. I pretty much read them in tandem as I was going along. I wasn't distracted too much. But I definitely didn't like how it split off like that. I would have much rather have had it played out a different way. But all in all, again, the artwork is amazing. The colors are phenomenal. And now that the writing has got us to this particular place, I can't wait to see how this thing evolves from here. And but I mean, look at this, you guys. It's just so amazing. So in the last couple of weeks, this definitely is high up on my list for my top picks. And yeah, I'm really excited about this book, and I just absolutely love it. So Echolans number 5, I think definitely better than the last couple of issues. And definitely one that's kind of bringing the story together and making it more cohesive, tangible, not so rushed and not so scattered. And I love it, absolutely love it. So hope you guys are reading this one, because it's really good. All right, so there you go. Those are my reviews. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know what you bought. I'd love to hear your thoughts, maybe on these books or maybe some of the other stuff that you've been reading. A couple of different things, that's going to be happening going forward. I got another haul video coming up. Stay tuned for that. But I'm definitely looking forward to eventually here pretty soon, I'm going to start doing Kung Fu movie reviews. I'm really looking forward to that. And I got something special planned for that. You guys will definitely, for those of you who are Kung Fu fans, you'll definitely dig it, because I got a sponsor that's just out of this world that wants to partner with me. And then also, I don't know if you guys have seen on Instagram, but I finally colored another phenomenal piece out of one of the Marvel Color Your Own adult coloring books. And I did it in honor of Sam. You can see it here on the screen. It was a Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus piece, and it inspired me. I'm really getting back into coloring, and I definitely, like I had said before, I'd like to include you guys in my coloring journey. And so I've been experimenting with some things with camera work and getting ready, because I'm going to show you guys my process and how a particular piece evolves, and I'll also show you some of the different techniques that I use, and also I'll highlight all the different DC and Marvel coloring books that I have in my collection, and so you guys can stay tuned for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. But like I said before, I'm just using the channel to have fun. You guys are amazing. I thank you guys so much for your support. Over the holidays, so many people reached out and just wanted to know how I was doing. Wish me happy holidays. Thank you guys so much for those of you who did that. For everybody else, I want to wish you a happy new year. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. We're going to be putting out some more content soon, so stay tuned for that. But I really appreciate y'all. So you know how I end this. Always support your local comic shop, and Excelsior, folks. We'll see you later. Bye.
Comic books or I'll kill you. I don't care if the Hulk could defeat the Man of Steel.